to my channel, Irene TV. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to everyone who has supported me this far. God bless you guys. Today, I want to be talking about cutting your coat according to your clothes. This goes to parents actually. Now, what do I mean by this? Most parents out there, yes, I know we want good things for our children. We want to buy them fancy things. We want them to go to first class school. We want them to do things, that their mates are doing. We want them to be outstanding when they go out there. Yes, it is okay. God bless parents. God bless our parents for us. Yes, it is what we want to do. We always want to do it. Even when the kids don't need it, we just want to do it. It's normal. But as it is now, we need to understand something, especially in this country that I am in. Even let me just be universal about it. Anywhere you are, look, these fingers, they aren't equal. They are not equal at all. We need to understand that what Mr. A can do for his own children is different from what Mr. B can do. And when Mr. B crossed the line to do what Mr. A is doing for his kids, for his own, hmm, my dear, it's going to cost him a lot in the future. This is because if Mr. A has the money, has everything more than Mr. B, it's normal for him to decide, okay, we want to send his child to an expensive school, to any school. But you, Mr. B, competing with Mr. A because you felt his children are in more expensive and more fancy school than your own children. So you want to do everything. That is where you start taking loans that your monthly salary cannot pay back. You start taking loans, you start going to borrow money from friends and family. From there, you won't be able to eat good food. You won't be able to buy anything for yourself. You will now look so unkept. It's not like you're not working, but it's a child's business. Like you also. God has given us these children. They will love us whether we are rich or we are poor, whether we take them to a fancy school or not. They are just part of us that God has brought out for us, or that God brings out for us. So why can't we just be principled about spending and doing things? I'm not saying we should not take care of them. I'm not saying we should not give them the best, but there are ways we can take care of them. There are ways we can give them the best. Okay, there was a story that one of my boss was saying. He said, "Can you imagine?" He was very angry that day when he was talking to you. He said, "Can you imagine that there's one of his workers, that he wanted to apply for loan, but he did not want to give it to him because he just felt he's not capable of that now. His salary is not enough for him to pay that loan." He said because his child wants to go to school, and to the uni, so he needs to apply for loan. He said he is still owing loan, so he decided, okay, let him just, let him explain things to him. So he told him, he said, look, there are things you can do. For now, you are not capable of giving this child this kind of opportunity, but this is it. You can actually let her go on a part-time school. While she's working, she's also going to school. While she's working, she's going to school. In that process, she's paying her school fees. He flew up and was like, no, 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 he can't do that. This. This particular person, was someone he advised then when his children were going to, he advised for his children that were going to secondary school. He said, there are model schools that you don't need to pay for. Schools that are even better off than private schools that you can put your children in. Do you know what he asked him? He said, "Where are your children going to? Your children are going to private schools. So why should my own children go to a public school?" He said, he smiled and said, "Look, you can't compare yourself to me. Fingers are not equal. What I can do, like willingly, without stressing, without, you know, thinking what the outcome might be, you might not, in fact, you cannot do it. So stop this comparison and do something you are capable of doing. As parents, let's cut our coats to our clothes. Do what you can do for your children in a way that it will not affect you. It will not affect you now, and it will not affect you in the future. Let's be sincere with with ourselves. Who is saying that all these children, you are suffering, you are doing everything, you are taking loan, you are, living hell on earth on for and for, will eventually come back to take care of you as parents? It's a bitter truth. I'm not saying your children will not take care of you. No, don't quote me wrong. But are you so guaranteed that you will waste all your savings and everything when there are other means you can go about it, or because you want them to meet up, what is it called, classes? My children don't have to go to expensive school for them to be educated. No, no. There are schools that are even better off than all these expensive schools. Trust me, I'm a teacher, so I know what I'm saying. There are schools that are better off, government schools that are far, far better off than all these expensive private schools. So if I see that on ground, you think I want to go for one expensive school because my neighbors, my sister's children, or whatsoever, my friends' children are going to that expensive school? No. I've been saying this for a very long time, and I mean it. When my children are in their secondary school, they are going to a government school. It's not because I want to be bad, or because I don't want to give them a standard education, but because I want to give them a standard education. I want them to feel how it is to be in school. Your kids won't complain that you are spending around your budget. It is when you don't do at all that is the problem. It is when you are not doing at all that is where you have a problem. But as long as you are doing, and you have savings, ha, not going to get loans that you know you cannot finish paying. That is why there's a system that should work in this country, that should work so well in this country, in which other developed countries are doing. The student loan. You take your loan, I take your loan for you. You go to school, and when you start paying, you start working. You start paying certain amount every month. That it won't affect the child. It won't affect the parents. The parents will have savings for when they are retired, when they have nothing to do again. They can start business or something. Not that a parent will work and worship a child till he or she died there. What's the gain? What's the gain? Yoruba will say "Ikú ọmọ ló kú." He died for a child. No, you live for your child. You don't die for your child. You don't die for your children. You live for them. What I'm saying, it might sound so small, it might sound so useless, but it's just the truth. It's just the truth. Parents need to learn how to work around their budget. I'm not saying you shouldn't spend, and I'm not saying you should not do what is necessary for your children. It is important. It is very, very important to take care of them, to do what everything necessary for them, to meet all of their needs. Where it is dangerous is when you don't meet their needs. But as long as you are meeting their needs, it doesn't matter from what angle. If their mates are putting on clothes, expensive clothes from the boutique, and all you can afford is what is it called? Tokumbo clothes. This let me see. Okrika. Yeah. If that is what you can afford, do it. As long as that is what you can afford, that is what it meets with you. Do it. Get nice one, wash it, iron it. Your child will come out too. Trust me. But you saying because their mates are putting on something very expensive, so you too you need to go and take a loan. How long will you continue that? You take a loan this year, next year. I'm not saying we can't take a loan for our kids. We should, we can. But is it necessary? That is the first thing you should ask yourself. Is it necessary? Some people don't plan when getting into what's it called, marital commitment, especially men, because you are the one that will be responsible eventually. So how is your plan? What how have you planned yourself? How are you going to be responsible for your family needs? How are you going to do it that one won't affect one? Not doing this at all is a problem. Not doing that is a problem. So how are you going to balance everything? Not yes, is good, but please don't go extra miles. We can go extra miles for our children, but you know the extra miles I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Or because you want people to see that your child too has arrived. No, it's not a competition. Taking care of a child, buying things or getting things for a child, um, uh, uh, a child's education is not a competition. There are lesser schools, my dear. You don't have to put your child in that school because your friends are putting their own children there, or because you don't want people to see that you are poor. No, discipline your pocket, discipline yourself, discipline your kids. Okay, so thank you. That is all for today, and I hope by next time we meet again, you would have subscribed to this channel. If you're loving what you're watching, please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe, like, and ring the bell. Follow me again for next episode. Bye.